Welcome to Baz Travels. After driving 14,826 kilometers through 24 states and Washington DC, I've seen rocket launches to the Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam. I've explored Route 66, ghost towns, deserts, snow, and beaches on both coasts. From Vegas casinos to Alcatraz, the White House to Hollywood. Join me for a journey of the ordinary and the extraordinary.
Loading destination. Simulation starting in 3, 2, 1. To look around, move your phone or tablet. Click and drag if on a computer or move your head if using a VR headset. Please like and subscribe.
The Columbia Yacht Club operates from a permanently moored ship on Lake Michigan, which immediately changes how the whole place works. You're not walking towards the water and then stepping into it, because you're already inside the same environment that sailing depends on. Most yacht clubs separate land and water into clear stages, where preparation happens on shore before anything moves outward. Here, that boundary disappears, and everything begins in the same space, which makes the transition feel direct and continuous. The ship itself has a history that goes far beyond its current role, and that is where things start to get interesting. It began life as a United States Coast Guard vessel called the Absecon, built for long-range patrols and search operations. That kind of role required endurance, reliability, and the ability to operate in difficult conditions, which means the structure you're standing on was designed for function first, not comfort. After its Coast Guard service, it was later converted into a passenger ferry before eventually becoming the clubhouse you see today. That late history explains why the structure feels different from a normal building, because it was never designed to sit still in one place. Converting it into a fixed space required adaptive systems built for movement into something that could remain stable while constantly exposed to external forces. Even when it feels completely still, the ship is always responding to the lake, because wind pressure and wave movement are continually acting on it. Stability here comes from controlled adjustments rather than resisting movement outright. That creates a different kind of foundation compared to buildings on land, where stability comes from rigidity. Here stability comes from balance, distribution of force, and constant small corrections. Weight distribution has to remain consistent across the vessel, and mooring systems hold it in position while still allowing slight movement under changing conditions. This prevents stress from concentrating in one area and helps maintain long-term structural integrity. Utilities are also adapted to suit this environment, since power, water, and waste systems must operate reliably even when structure is shifting. That turns the clubhouse into an active system where multiple components are constantly working together. Access to the lake is immediate, and that creates a real operational advantage because there are no delays between preparation activity. Boats move directly from docking into open water, which keeps everything efficient and reduces congestion. That difference becomes clearer when compared to more traditional setups, where boats often have to navigate through crowded marina channels before reaching open conditions. Here that step is effectively removed. Lake Michigan itself adds another layer of complexity, since it behaves more like an inland sea than a typical lake. Wind builds across long distances, creating stronger and less predictable conditions that can shift quickly. The water is also significantly colder than many people expect, which affects both performance and safety. These conditions demand constant adjustment, and sailing here depends on reading changes rather than following a fixed plan. That environment shapes how the club operates, with structured events, defined safety systems, and coordinated communication that allows large numbers of participants to operate without losing control. Competition plays a major role in that system, because performance becomes a focus and drives continuous improvement. Small gains in efficiency can translate into significant advantages over long distances. Hull designs are refined to reduce resistance, sail materials are improved to capture wind more efficiently, and rigging systems are adjusted to respond faster under load. These changes are based on measurable results rather than preference. That creates a cycle where better performance leads to further development, and that development raises the overall level of competition. Over time, that process drives innovation beyond racing into broader maritime use. The club also sits within a larger lakefront system, where public access, recreation, and organised activity all operate together. This allows it to function as both a private organisation and a visible part of the waterfront. Chicago uses its waterfront in a way that allows multiple systems to coexist rather than compete, and this setup fits directly to that approach. The result is a space where different forms of activity operate alongside each other without conflict. The structure and the environment are closely aligned with the clubhouse operating inside the same conditions it supports. Organisation provides the control needed to handle constant variation without losing stability. That combination is what makes this place work, because it's not just a club sitting beside the water, it's a system operating within the environment it was built to engage with, and that difference defines how everything about it functions.
We're not dead yet.
Simulation terminated. Please comment, like and subscribe.